Simon Marginson is Professor of Higher Education at the University of Bristol and the University of Oxford. Professor, lovely to see you. Thank you very much indeed for joining us on the programme. Both China and the US reshaping, redoing how they attract foreign talent. Is there really a global competition for talent?
Oh, absolutely. But, I mean, I think everyone gains when borders are open and people can go to where they can be most effective and their talent best used. And when borders are not open everywhere, then the countries that have open borders have a competitive advantage in gaining that talent compared to those who are closing their borders.
I just want to talk to you about how this is going to work on the ground. I mean, language barriers obviously are going to be significant in academic and professional life. I mean, is that going to limit the appeal of the K visa?
The K visa is very broad in its application. The criteria are relatively generous to people coming in. You don't have to have employer sponsorship, and you don't therefore have to achieve a certain salary level to be accepted, which is in marked contrast to the H-1B in the US. And I think in that situation, it's likely that more people will come to China now. But the major barrier is still language and cultural adaptation. I think more language and cultural adaptation, and the two go together, don't they? I mean, English is the second language of almost 1/5 of the world's people. And while Chinese is the largest first language in the world, it's not yet a major second language. I think when that changes, then there'll be more talent flowing into China than there is now.
I just wonder how significant in this race things like the mood music, the warmth and the welcome and the signals one sends out to those prospective new arrivals. How important is all of that? I mean, the United States, obviously, under this administration, not always welcoming to foreign talent. Is that going to be an issue here?
Well, we're all trying to read the United States at the moment, aren't we? And I think the clue is that US policy at present under this administration is entirely directed towards internal audiences, not external audiences. So what Trump is worried about is his base and is his electoral position in the US, and being tough on foreigners and tough on migration and tough on China is helping him domestically, or at least he thinks it is. And of course he's not concerned about the negative impact on foreign talent movement into the United States, whereas China's giving the opposite message. It's becoming more open, not less open. And yeah, the mood music matters. Of course it does. And I think but also what happens in the first few months of someone's arrival matters too. I think those experiences spread by word of mouth. And then if some people are going well in China, others will come.
I want to just very briefly in one sentence ask you about how long global talent sticks around for. Once you've attracted your global talent, do they stick around, or do they tend to be rather transient, portable people who'll shuffle off to the next academic job that comes up?
It really varies. I mean, I think most people want to take root. You know, they like to live in a stable environment. Some people are incessant movers. The minority perhaps like to move around, don't want to stay in one place for too long. But I think most talent wants to find a place to rest in and to do its best work in. If things go well, people will stay. They'll become, more assimilated into the society, and it'll be easier for them to stay over time. On the other hand, if in a certain number of fields, and I think AI is one of those, there's always a bidding war going on, and people can move quite quickly in response to better offers.
Professor, good to see you. Thank you so much for coming on the programme. Professor Simon Marginson in Oxford.